Why in the hell are the stables so far from the village?
How many times are you gonna ask the same question?
Excuse me? Do you want to try saying that to me again without the attitude?
Well, why don't you try heaving around this jackass on your back for 10 miles and see how much of a happy flower you are?
Both of you, lock it down, now. Keep arguing and see how far I'll get you. You two are lucky we're so far out of the village. Otherwise, I'd have shut you both up myself.
Kimzo swayed back and forth at Reggie's pace and slowly came to consciousness.
Why is the world upside down?
Reggie, excited that Kimzo finally woke up, let go of his hold, dropping Kimzo on his head.
Oh! What the heck? Why were you just carrying me?
Shut up and start carrying your own weight.
Reggie rolled his eyes and resumed walking, repeating the words 555. Kimzo shifted his gaze back and forth between the arguing two in front of him and put his hands in his pocket.
What's his problem?
He's got quite the temper. Ever since his family was murdered, he's always been pretty high sensitive with any emotion.
Interesting. And what about that 555 thing he keeps repeating? I've never heard anyone do that before.
He was doing that when Marlotta and her husband found him. He was holed up in a little shack no bigger than a single stable, covered in his parents' and brother's blood, with a star drawn in black tar on his chest.
I can hear you, Kaitlyn. I don't know why you continue to insist that fabrication of a story is my past. My parents aren't dead. They're missing.
I think I'm gonna back out of this one.
Good call.
They'd only been walking for an hour and all hell was breaking loose. There were little quirks with everyone that Hugo hated. Kaitlyn's memory, Reggie's emotional issues, and Kimzo's tendency to act before thinking. Despite those setbacks, he had to deal with it. He didn't have a choice. As much as he hated the job he was tasked to, he had to do it.
Hey, so why are we assassinating Cal anyway? I thought he was the good guys. I thought we were the good guys. Like, I don't mind doing the job, but what? Ah! Ah! Oh my gosh!
Reggie fell to the sand, grabbing at his ears.
Make it stop! Make the noise stop!
Kaitlyn walked over to help Reggie up. She grabbed him by the arm and crippled to the ground as well, screaming in pain.
It hurts! Oh, my tails, it hurts! Hugo, don't touch Reggie! It'll hurt you too!
Hugo staggered back, terrified. He unsheathed both of the blades from his leg holsters and held them, blades down, ready for a fight. Hugo knew he was next.
Who's there? Show yourself, now!
Why isn't it done?
What?
I asked a question, Darhlian. Now answer me. Why isn't Cal dead yet, and why do you have an outsider aiding in his murder? I specifically told you that only Kaitlyn, Reggie, and Kimzo were appointed this task with you. So why is this crying idiot here?
Hugo looked over to Kimzo. He was curled into a ball, rolling back and forth in the sand, with tears streaming down his face.
I couldn't do it with Kimzo. He got distracted, and...
The high-pitched screams reached Hugo's ears now, too. He tried to ignore the pain and respond to his superior, but it was too intense to pass off. All four of them screamed in pain now, writhing back and forth in the sand with cringing faces and heads about to explode. Reggie forced his eyes open and caught a glimpse of who he assumed was the Shrouded leader. The assumed was shrouded in a dark, misty fog and blood-red clouds. Reggie noticed a figure to his left, slowly coming at him with arms outstretched, and head cocking left and right, quietly moaning to himself. Reggie tried scuttling away from the skinny, black-covered demon, but was held in place by the pain in his ears.
I want help. Help make better.
He tried to refuse her aid, but was petrified. With every passing second, his body solidified as if turning into rock. The creature got face to face with Reggie, its long, matted, blood-red and dark purple hair draping over his face, leaving a black tar-like substance on his cheeks. Reggie started to panic. For some reason, the black tar on his face frightened him. An urge to count suddenly welled up inside him. He couldn't resist it. It was like trying to force its way out.
2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5.
The demon leaned down and put a hand under Reggie's chin.
black roses upon you.
She kissed Reggie, and the pain disappeared. He was still terrified, but the pain was gone. He opened his eyes and watched as the bees kissed Kimzo, Hugo, and Kaitlyn. One by one, they all recovered from their incapacitated state.
That's enough! I did not tell you to save them.
The shrouded leader threw his hand downward and a whip lashed out, slashing the demon on the back. The demon shrieked in pain and retreated back behind her dark-hooded master.
One more act like that, Maxxie, and I'll have you killed. Again.
The beast began to wail and then dissipated into a cloud that merged with the shrouded leaders.
Your plan, Hugo, has run out of time. You will kill Cal tonight, or there will be consequences. Galvax's father must not read the fountain doors. Do not fail me again.
The shrouded man disappeared, leaving a blood-red sword and a crystalline hilt in its wake.